Oh, hi there everyone. Hope you're doing alright. Thank you so much for coming back to our channel. Really stoked that you've joined me today. I've got you all to myself. We're going to be going through my top 5 albums. Now, just a bit of a disclaimer. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when people say to me, what are your top 3 or top 5 albums? It can kind of change depending on the mood that I'm in or what I'm vibing that day. But generally, if you were to ask me, what are some of the best records you've ever listened to? These would be in it. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, before we begin, just to let you know, these aren't really in any particular order. I wouldn't really know what order to place them in. Okay, so the first record that I'm pulling out of the bag is by an amazing band. You might have heard of them. They're called Led Zeppelin, and the album is Mothership. This was remastered by Jimmy Page back in 2007, and it's pretty much a collective of all their greatest hits. Released by Atlantic Records, and it is just one of the coolest records I've ever heard in my life. Give me a singer that sounds like Robert Plant. You know, give me someone that plays guitar like Jimmy Page. Robert Plant, you know, there is no one these days that can belt out a song like he could. Absolutely awesome. You get me a better singer than Robert Plant and I will give you a tenner. I haven't got a tenner, so I can't give you that. Never mind. I don't know what's really not to love about this record. It's full of screamers. It's an absolute legendary album. One of the things that really sticks out to me is the fact of how authentic it is. So I play in a band, right? One of the things that kind of like lets music down these days is the fact that music's so overproduced. Sometimes if I'm listening to a song and it's got all these crazy guitar licks, it's got melodies galore, and then I go and see the band live, I'm like, we're building up to this moment, and it doesn't flipping happen. What the heck is with that? Bands, sort it out, man. That doesn't happen with Led Zeppelin. Like, yeah, you might sometimes on the record, forgive me, I'm saying it, you might hear a few mistakes, but actually, that's okay because it's authentic. What a masterpiece. It kind of sucked that, you know, after John Bonham died, that they didn't get back together, but I suppose, you know, when you've been in a band with people for years, it just doesn't feel the same. Anyway, that is the first one off the list. Second band on the list is probably my favourite band of all time. It is going to be the wonderful Under Oath. Absolutely. Love you, love you. What a band. This band are just insane. It was kind of the first band that I was ever introduced to that did like screamo, a mix of singing and screaming at the same time. Like back in the day, you know, me and my friends, we were in a band called Ignited. We pretty much did like punk stuff. It was like NoFX, Rancid, different stuff like that, which we loved, and some silly Blink stuff. Under Oath were the first band that I got introduced to that were like screamy, and I said to my friend Ian, I was like, dude, what the hell is this? Little did I know they would become my favourite band, and I'd go to see them multiple times and meet them, and just what a fantastic band they are. I'd already fallen in love with They're Only Chasing Safety, but when Define the Great Line came out, that just absolutely, it took it to another level. It absolutely blew me away. And as a musician that was in a band, that was the kind of music that I wanted to come out with. I mean, who wouldn't want to write songs like that? Flip, if you want to write a good album, then Define the Great Line it is. I mean, the energy at their shows is just insane. I don't know if you've ever been to an Under Oath show. They recently reformed, actually, so we went to go see them in Birmingham. It was just off the hook. It was insane, and everyone was loving it. They just come out with killer songs. They're awesome guys. This album was released in 2006 by Tooth and Nail. It was produced by Adam D of Killswitch Engage and the one and only Matt Goldman. What a legend. They did a phenomenal job. I absolutely love this record. This album for me really has a lot of nostalgia. I was going through college at the time. It was some good years, and it was an album that I got to just hold on to, and as a young musician, it was just such an inspiration. You know, the lyrics, the vocals by Spencer Chamberlain and Aaron Gillespie were just inspiring. You know, I think our band Conduit owes a lot to those guys purely for inspiration, purely for the messages they wanted to get across and the passion at their shows, which were just crazy. If you never went to an Under Oath show, you missed out. Album number 3 is by the wonderful Fleetwood Mac. What a wonderful band. It's Rumours. This album was released in, can you believe, 1977. Now, I was born in 89. I'm no mathematician, but that's a fairly old album. And can you believe their 11th studio album? Whether that's true or not, I'm gonna be honest, I picked that up off of Wikipedia, so that could just be a lie. This album was released by Warner Brothers and produced by, I don't even know how to spell this, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. It was produced by Ken Collate and Richard Bashut. Now, there's going to be professionals out there like, this guy's talking nonsense. I'm going to be honest with you, I got that off of Wikipedia, so that could very well be wrong. Now, this album, for me, I talked about nostalgia with Under Oath. So I have great memories of this album, you know, driving to or back from holiday, and my dad just sticking on this record, and just everyone being in absolute silence, just listening to these tunes, driving down the motorway. It's just one of those records where you can think, or you can just be happy, tap along, whatever it is you want to do. This album's an absolute timeless classic. It's from '77. So, I mean, if it's lasting the years, that's just proof of how awesome this album is. If you've not listened to it, you need to go and do it right now, because it's a childhood favourite of mine. Album number 4 is the mighty As Cities Burns. Absolutely love this band. They are one of my favourites, and thanks to Davey Birch, he actually runs a channel. I will put a link underneath the video so you can check his channel out. Me and Davey met years ago. He was a promoter and I played in a band, and you know, he's been so awesome to us guys. I mean, he got us to play with loads of our favourite bands, and As Cities Burns was one of them. We were offered a tour with them like some years ago, and we couldn't afford to buy onto it, so I thought my dreams of playing with these guys were over. But Davey Birch, being the absolute legend that he is, managed to get us a slot at their Birmingham show. I'll never forget it. It was the best show. It's one that I will truly never forget, and I was just so thankful to meet them. They were awesome, and they played a bunch of songs off of their Come Now Sleep album, which is in my top 5. This album was produced by, yet again, Matt Goldman, and it was released in 2006 by Solid State Records and Tooth and Nail. It just speaks for itself. It's full of absolute emotion. It's a bit different from their previous records, which are a bit more heavy, but this, I think, Cody at the time, the lead singer, was going through a bit of a rough time in his life after the passing of a friend, and it's just one of those albums where you can just chill and drive down the highway and, yeah, just think throughout the album, throughout the melodies, throughout the lyrics, throughout the actual vibes of it, man. It's a solid album, absolutely love it, and it deserves to be in my top 5. Finally, on my list of top favourite albums is number 5, with the absolutely flipping awesome AFI. AFI are just a sick ass band. This band is absolutely insane. The album I'm referring to specifically is, in my opinion, their best, and it is Sing the Sorrow. Now, I don't know anyone that doesn't like this album, and for me as a musician, it was the kind of album you just wanted to write that album. Everyone wishes it was theirs. It's just an absolutely sick album. It gets you excited, it gets you thinking. This album was produced by Jerry Finn and Butch Vig. Vig. Very cool name, Butch. I like that. I might name my son or daughter after it. Yeah, I don't even care. This album was released by DreamWorks Records in 2003. And again, this is just an album that has stayed relevant, awesome. Again, another timeless classic. All these records are timeless classics. This was a record that for me as a young teenager was just so important. I went through a bit of depression back when I was a young teen, and you know what, this was the kind of album that was very thought-provoking. It was able to stir your emotions, and for me that's what it did. It helped me to think, it helped me to relax, it helped me to, you know what, sometimes get a bit angry if I needed to, and in a healthy way. I don't mean just going around smashing plants. Anyway, it wasn't that kind of album where, you know, you could get needlessly aggressive or just depressed. But it was one for me where I was able just to think and maybe sort some stuff out in my head. And I think a lot of people that love this album can relate to that. What an absolute album. I love it. I think everyone else loves it. That is my top 1, 2, 3, 4. So there it is. That is my, for the time being at least, top 5 albums. I mean, there's tons more I could have thrown in there. Billy Talent, Comeback Kid, you know what, even some classical tunes. I love James Horner's stuff or Hans Zimmer. I think that stuff's wicked, helps me to think. But there's a bunch of albums that could go in there. I'm sure that top 5 may change. I think we can all agree that they are some timeless classics though. On a side note, as you know, me and Lise have got our first child on the way, and I'm getting a little bit excited about it. Like literally just then, I took a little bit of a break and I went down to see Lee, and EE is its nickname, EE. Don't get it wrong, alright? So anyway, we're watching Lisa's belly, and it's just kicking and it's moving around, and it's just the coolest thing ever. I certainly will be raising it on those records, by the way. But I got a little bit excited the other day, and Christmas is like, you guys are going to hate me for bringing this up, but I don't care. I really don't care. Okay. Our baby's due in December on the 2nd, and obviously Christmas isn't all that far away, so I did something nice. I got a little outfit. I got it a little outfit, and this is it. This will be my baby. Right here, this will be my baby. Little EE is going to fit into this. How cool is that? And to top it off, it's got a little hat. It's got a little Santa's hat. So my baby's going to be dressed as Santa. I don't care if it's boy or girl, it will wear it, has no choice. Anyway, I did something else. Not only did I get like a Santa's outfit, this shout out actually goes out to a friend of mine. His name is Joe Poole, because he's about as crazy as this, if not more, as I am. And it is this. Oh my flipping word. SpongeBob! Anyone that doesn't love SpongeBob has severe problems. So yeah, my baby's going to be wearing this. So that's a Santa outfit, and a SpongeBob outfit. I'm just going to love it. So thanks anyway for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, flipping, whatever else happens there. I'm going to put a few links at the bottom. Share the video, share the page. The more the merrier, alright? Alright, that doesn't make any sense. The more the merrier. Thank you guys so much again for tuning into our channel. We really do appreciate it. Okay, alright? Let me know what your favourite albums are, or favourite songs, favourite artists. Let's get a bit of convo on the go. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you soon. Don't you be listening either. Lisa, don't send that. Hey guys, how's it going? No, rubbish. Album number 1, 2, 3. Wow, that doesn't say 3, that's it. Okay, never mind.